Business Network, your global gateway to Ethiopia's trade, investment, and business opportunities. Ethiopia stands at a historic crossroads, a land of ancient pride now awakening to a new industrial dawn. For decades, the country has dreamed of self-reliance, of turning its vast natural resources into engines of progress. Every year, more than $6 billion have left its borders, spent on imported fuel and fertilizers. But that story is changing. A new chapter has begun. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, a vision once doubted, now realized, stands as a monument to the power of unity. Built by the hands and hearts of Ethiopians, it was financed not by aid, but by faith, the faith of a people who refuse to surrender their future. As its turbines roar to life, the GERD does more than generate electricity, it generates belief. Belief that what Ethiopia builds with its own hands can light not only its homes, but its destiny. Inspired by that triumph, the nation has launched a bold economic offensive. $30 billion in mega projects that reach from the Nile Basin to the Eastern Plains. These investments in energy, agriculture, and infrastructure mark Ethiopia's shift from resilience to renaissance, from survival to strength. They are not gifts, they are commitments to jobs, to technology, to the untapped promise of Ethiopian soil and spirit. At the heart of this transformation lies the Somali region, a land once known only for its distance and desert wind, now becoming the pulse of progress. Here in Godé and Ogaden rise two historic projects, together worth $10 billion, creating more than 50,000 jobs and redefining what Ethiopia can produce. The first is a $2.5 billion Urea Fertilizer Plant, a partnership between the Godé Group and Ethiopian Investment Holdings. Fed by a 108-kilometer natural gas pipeline from Kalub, the plant will yield 3 million metric tons of fertilizer each year, enough to feed Ethiopia's farmlands and fuel its dream of food sovereignty. The second, a $2.5 billion oil refinery in Godé, built by China's GCL, will refine 3.5 million metric tons of fuel annually using feedstock from Hilala, saving the nation up to $5 billion every year and giving Ethiopia control over the lifeblood of its industries. And beyond them stretches the Ogaden Liquefied Natural Gas Project, a venture producing 111 million liters in its first phase and 1.33 billion liters in the next. It will generate 1,000 megawatts of clean power, energizing factories, data centers, and fertilizer zones, proving that Ethiopia's east can illuminate the whole nation. Together, these developments redefine Ethiopia's balance sheet. They reduce dependency, conserve foreign currency, and anchor a new era of industrial capability. They introduce technologies that will train thousands, empower entrepreneurs, and nurture the engineers of tomorrow. For every liter refined, every ton produced, Ethiopia moves closer to economic freedom. A freedom rooted not in consumption, but in creation. Across the Somali plains, optimism hums like machinery at dawn. Workers speak of pride, not just in their pay, but in their purpose. One says, Before, we waited for imports. Now we produce what our country needs. An engineer adds, we are not only building a factory, we are building confidence. From farmers to financiers, a shared belief is spreading that Ethiopia's rise will be written in the language of production and innovation. Beyond its borders, Africa watches. The African Continental Free Trade Area is opening markets and corridors. And Ethiopia, with its growing infrastructure, its power, and its population, stands poised to become a manufacturing and energy hub for the Horn and beyond. Its transformation is not isolated, it is continental. It signals that the age of extraction is giving way to an age of creation. Led by nations that once only supplied raw materials, now supplying progress. These projects are more than numbers. They are statements that Ethiopia will no longer import survival, but export strength. That every kilowatt, every barrel, every grain produced at home is a step toward dignity. They are living proof that development is not defined by what a nation receives, but by what it dares to build. This journey is not about spending, it is about building. Building dignity, building resilience, building a future shaped by Ethiopian hands and powered by Ethiopian hearts. From the turbines of the Godé to the gas fields of Ogaden, a single message echoes across the land. Ethiopia is rising, fueled by its own fire. This is Ethio Business Network, your global gateway to Ethiopia's trade, investment, and business opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share to your friends.